So my name is Harro Stokman. I am the CEO and founder of the company Kepler Vision Technologies. We are from Amsterdam. We are a university spin-off. I have the University of Amsterdam as a shareholder. I have 2 professors in machine learning as a shareholder. And our company grows very quick. We develop artificial intelligence that looks after the welfare, the well-being of humans. Our software currently monitors 24/7, 7,000 patients. And we want to transform that to 700,000 patients. And for that, we have the help of Konica Minolta. They are the company that are exhibiting next door at the Smart Hospital. And they exhibit a live demonstration of our software. So if you have time today or tomorrow, go have a look. So our software, the majority of our customers is in the Netherlands, but we also have customers in Belgium, in France, in Spain, in Hungary, in the Nordics. And I have a slide. I have to figure this out. Yeah, so our customers are in 3 types. The majority of them are in elderly care. We also have customers in mental care, and we have 2 customers currently that are reference customers that are hospitals, and we have 2 others in the pipeline. It's very stupid. Oh, this is it. I have it. So I thought as an overview, but I think I have to skip the Q&A. First, I will go after what is the problem, then what are the current market drivers, and then I will present the technological solution. Problems in healthcare in the north and the western part of Europe, in Japan, and also in Turkey, but I split them in 2. Where I'm from, the big problem is the lack of care staff. They are not there. Elderly care organizations and hospitals, they have the biggest problem of filling the schedules of getting the care staff in place. Depending on where you live, so if you live in the city, the demand for care increases 2% year over year, but if you live in rural areas, this percentage is 6%. And the problem is going to get worse much faster. 25% of the caregivers in the Netherlands is going to retire in the next 5 years. So what that leads to is excessive workloads that lead to burnouts and that lead to further care staff shortages. Now, I'm not the specialist of your situation here in Turkey, but what I have learned is, and there was also these speakers in the morning that I listened to, one of them is productivity of nurses is considered low, excessive workloads for care staff due to understaffing and long hours, and this leads to high turnover rates. There was also a gentleman this morning that described the hospital as a business. And I also understand there's lots of private care in Turkey. If you want to run a hospital as a business and you have a high turnover rate in your employees, that's not going to work. So those are 2 problems. And worst of all, as a result, patients are not getting the care that they deserve. Now, you have all been reading the newspapers and watching the television news, and there have been breakthroughs in computer vision, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So the problem of computer vision, and I have a PhD in computer vision, is you take a picture, and we see it as a picture of a cat or a dog, but a computer sees a picture, it doesn't see a picture, it sees a long array of numbers between 0 and 255. And it needs to somehow figure out whether in that picture there is a patient that needs help, or there's a missile that needs to be shot down, or whether there's a cancer. And it has been an incredible problem for us to solve that problem until 2012. The University of Toronto, Geoffrey Hinton was his name. He got the Nobel Prize for physics a few weeks ago. He introduced deep convolutional neural networks, and those neural networks could recognize what's going on in an image with a higher precision than human beings. Incredible breakthrough. Then in 2022, OpenAI introduced large language models, and a year later, Andrew Ng introduced large vision models, which even improved those results further. However, the results of 2012 were the most important. So, what my company does is very simple. On the one hand, there's this huge problem in care, and on the other hand, there's these breakthroughs in computer vision and machine learning. And what we do is we translate the findings of computer vision into a marketable product. So our artificial intelligence looks after the well-being of patients so that the nurse doesn't have to do it. And what is shown next door is very basic functionality, actually. So there's this optic sensor, and it recognizes if a person has fallen down, or if that person is in bed, or if it's out of bed. Beyond that, there's an advanced version that can recognize if a patient is sitting at the edge of the bed. And why is that necessary? Well, first of all, it is for fall prevention, because there are clients that should not get out of bed by themselves because they will fall. There are also patients with Alzheimer's. They know they need to go to the bathroom, but they get up, they sit at the edge of the bed, and they don't know where the bathroom is. So informally in the Netherlands, this signal is called run or mop. Either you run and help that patient to the bathroom, or you need to clean things up. Another one of interest is the distinction between laying on the floor or sitting on the floor. So if you're an elderly person and you walk with a walker, it can be difficult for you to stay up, and very slowly you fall on the floor. Now, if you're a nurse and you get two messages at the same time, a person has fallen in room number 13 and a person is sitting in room number 11, this gives you the insight of which alarm to handle with more priority. There's another one that's important that is not yet on this slide, but we will introduce it in the next 3 months or so, is our software can recognize if a person is laying on his one side or his right side or on his back, and for how long a period. So if you need to be in bed for a few weeks and you lay on the same side all the time, you develop bed sores, and those are very nasty wounds, both to have, but also to take care of. So our software can recognize if a client has been laying for longer than, say, 4 hours, needs to be rolled over. But then the new thing is, a nurse doesn't know if that client has been rolled over by herself. So it gets the message only when it's needed. And then you may wonder, well, is that so special? Well, the thing that is so special about today's artificial intelligence are the statistics. And I think one of the gentlemen before has also talked about it. So our statistics is we have 1 false alarm for fall detection per 3 months. We have 1 missed alarm per 60 years. And those numbers are extremely, extremely, extremely good. 5 years ago, they were unheard of. This is the real contribution of artificial intelligence, that the reliability and the trustworthiness of the software is now so big. And what that means is that caregivers can change the way they work. They can trust the system. There's a second pair of eyes in the room that looks after their patient. Some customer testimonials. So maybe you don't believe me, but maybe you believe the customers. Well, one of them said, this technology gives us more time for direct client care. So previously, the nurses would need to do unnecessary, repetitive work like checking on patients. It's not needed anymore, so the nurse can spend time to ask the patient, how are you doing? Little things that were not possible beforehand. The other one, and that may surprise you, because we're going to place cameras, it's very private, but still we bring back privacy to the clients. So before our technology, a nurse needs to check on a patient 3 times at night. In France, they need to do it every hour. Now, the older you become, the more difficult it is to fall asleep and to stay asleep. So if someone, 3 times at night, someone enters your room, it wakes you up. And if I wake up, I need to go to the bathroom. Now, where does everyone sleep? It's in the bathroom, so they slip. They're all on blood thinners, so if they really fall nasty, they fall on their head. It starts to bleed. The bleeding doesn't stop. They cannot get up by themselves, and they need to wait another 3 hours before they are found. This is a ridiculous situation to be in 2024 with this technology. So it also makes the point, it improves patient safety, because if you fall within 10 seconds, we can get you the alarm on the phone of the nurse. So where are we with the presentation? I told you the problem, lack of care staff, patients not getting the help they need, the incredible breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, and now how it works. Well, it's very simple. But also special, I think. So next door, there's a camera, and our software runs embedded on the camera. So no video needs to go out. The software translates what's in the video into text messages, and with the help of partners like Konica Minolta, but there are other providers, this message is sent through a nurse call system to the phone of the nurse, so she can act. And there are 2 technical configurations. One is when there are already cameras and you have not written them off yet, we say keep them, we introduce a server, and we process the video streams from the server. However, if there are no cameras, the technologically superior solution is with the embedded camera. And this then gets integrated in systems of partners, so you can aggregate, you can see what is the history of a patient, did he move a lot, was he in bed a lot, what time does he get out of bed, how is that different from a few months or a few weeks ago. And then finally, because that is the theme of this presentation, can you personalize it? Well, of course. For some patients, you want to know more than for others, so you can tune it, you can personalize it per room on what type of alarms you need per client. And that's it. I think we skipped the Q&A. Once more, the problem is lack of care staff, patients not getting the help they need. The solution is incredible breakthroughs in artificial intelligence that produces statistics that finally you can trust the software. And together with Konica Minolta, we are introducing this into the Turkish market. Live demonstration next door, so please come by. Thank you.